Howdy folks, welcome back to Street Rust. This video, you didn't see a video this Friday. I've been traveling for work. And the reason I'm traveling for work is because I'm not a full-time YouTuber. And the reason I'm not a full-time YouTuber is because you don't subscribe. And the reason you don't subscribe is because I'm an idiot. So it's my fault. So looking forward, instead of rushing a video out, wanted to slow down. Let's take time. Let's put out a quality video. What we're going to be doing today is on this 1968 XL. We're going to be doing the brakes. So you're going to see about 500 bucks worth of parts. This was not the intent, but you know what I'm thinking about? And I really want y'all's input on this. For those of you that never comment, shoot me out. I'm thinking about giving this away. I'm not thinking about having a contest where you buy something. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to make money off it. I'm looking to make subscribers off it. I'm looking to make watch time off it. And I'm also looking to bless someone else, maybe another hot rodder, maybe a young guy, maybe an old guy, maybe the young guy that's just getting into it, or maybe the old guy that just retired and looking for something to do in his life or wants to get off the couch. So let me know what your thoughts are. I got some things, do a drawing. I don't like that. I like a contest. My wife and I, Liz, have been talking about it. Maybe we do some type of contest. Maybe we do a scavenger hunt. Maybe, how do we select those people? There's a lot of legal stuff involved that makes it boring and stuff like that, but want to know your input, because I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I'm putting it on the video. We're giving this car away. We're going to finish it up the best we can. We're going to make it drivable, stoppable, relatively mechanically safe. I think the windshield, we may throw a Lexan windshield in it, fiberglass the top a little bit, put some lip on that pig, stick, put some lipstick on that pig. So anyway, without further ado, because my intro is way too long already, let me show the parts we got and what we're going to be doing. First of all, we have a new master cylinder. That will go here, and it is a unique master cylinder, because you'll see this is a bleeder valve right here. Yeah, it's kind of dark in there. So you got a bleeder valve in the front, so your lines hook up here and here, which is kind of odd. There are different types out there. And I really think from my research, it all has to do with this is a Z-code engine, a 390, because the front disc brakes, you can go buy a front drum brake line for 10 bucks off Rock Auto. You can't with these. These, 150 bucks. Got them from Brake Hose Unlimited. We'll see how they work. I actually got them through eBay, through Brake Hose Unlimited. Made right here in the US and made out of US materials, it looks like, USA. But anyway, these lines are very unique. They're banjo style. They're not the screw-in type, so they're banjo style, and they have a very unique connector here. And then the one that goes in the rear of the car, this is your splitter right here, okay? It's in here, I don't know, somehow like that or something, and then it comes up and hooks to the main line, so we got to do that. So this is a transmission filter. We'll do that later. We got front brake pads. We went ahead and when you look at the cost, of course, if you buy these locally at AutoZone or O'Reilly's, it's not cost effective. You do it here, you're paying 25 bucks. There's an $8 core charge. May send it back, may not, may keep these. You can buy you can actually buy a rebuild kit for these. That's what I'm thinking about doing. For future reference, I can just buy a rebuild kit for these. All the hardware kit, all this junk laying over here. All right, something happened with the screen. Okay, all this junk laying over here, that's what all this is. So you got all new pins and seals and everything like that. It was just worth it. We're gonna hit that with a wire brush. Bearings feel good. Back here, I went ahead and put the drum on there to make sure it fit. It's ugly in there. All the parts are here, the old parts. We got all the new parts. We got new wheel cylinders. We got the spring set. We got the correct 2¼ inch width brake pads for this. So a lot of weird stuff on this with the front disc brakes for a 68, but cost a little cash. And we got, oh, what's this? Well, of course we got brake cleaner. This right here, so, you know, brown recluse are one thing. Black widows to me are another thing. There's some black widows in here. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go ahead and set a fogger off inside the car, and then I'm going to probably put one underneath of it and set a fogger off in here and just kind of fog this garage, fog this car. Should have probably done that before I moved in here, because we're going to be ripping into the interior soon here too, getting some of that cleaned up. So, all right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get to work. Here's what I'm going to do. Because I need to get to this rear splitter line on the rear of the car back here, I need to jack up the back of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and get this front put back together. And I'll come back when I got that all put back together. I'm going to clean it up with a wire brush. Those rotors are in pretty good shape. They'll work for our purpose. And then probably do the master cylinder. Then I can get the front back on. Then I can get the rear end up and on jacks on both sides, and I can work on that splitter hose. So let me get everything going here, and we'll get back with you here in just a millisecond. All right, folks, we got three kinds of sideways late yesterday when I was working on this. Had to go help Gabriel. His Miata broke down, belt broke. Had to take care of that. Then we came back, he wanted to pull the engine out of the 626. I'm like, great, I got nothing better to do. Anyway, I put the back wheel back on. I should have just done it instead of the side. I should have done front and back. And I'm gonna give you guys, I stayed out here late last night and got everything figured out on this brake assembly here. Okay, all right, so, ooh, look at that shiny carburetor. All right, so I'm going to put you guys on a stand here, and I'm going to show you kind of how this all works together. Something I did notice under here, haven't had time to research it. You see these things right here between the coils? I think those are aftermarket. I think. I don't know if those are OEM or not, but there's two on each side, and that's obviously giving a little lift to the front end. Don't know if that matters at this point. Anyway, I'll get you guys on a stand. We'll get zoomed in here, and it's a unique process. I've never done this setup before on disc brakes. This is a 68 Ford XL. It's the Z-Code engine, which I think is driving a lot of why it's got the front disc brakes, and we got these special hoses that we had to order. I talked about those just a couple seconds ago, but I'll get you set up and we'll get in here. All right, let's talk about the brake shoes, brake pads. First of all, on this new caliper, so there's a pin. This pin goes through the back of the shoe. There's a hole there. And you have to put these metal clips on there. Pain in the butt. That was probably the hardest part. But what I did as I put this on the bench, as I push in with my belly there, I can compress that spring with this socket and driver, and then get that clipped on there. So anyway, that worked, got all that squared away. Then the inside pad does nothing more than slip right in there. Y'all can see that. Don't want to get any. I did lube up the back of that pad and the sides here where it rides in. All right, now, make a liar out of me. There we go. So basically what's going to happen, this thing is almost free floating. We're going to, let's see, you know what? We're basically ready to do it. So I'm just going to set it on there. Oh, let's go ahead and put our brake line on. These are banjo style brake lines. They are side specific. There's a little lip on here that goes up over this. All right, let's get her done. Come on now. So the brake line came with the copper washers, and so did the calipers. So got extras. I have some of those anyway. Nonetheless, we're going to get it on there. Wanted you all to see me do this. It's really not difficult. Those are very expensive brake lines though. That's for dang sure. You don't need to send this to see Jesus. Just get it on there so those copper washers can do their job. All right, so this is going to be upside down like this, and this will go up to the brake line up top. All right, so without further ado, let's just get this set on here. Get my holes lined up. Now, I haven't tried putting this one on, folks, so it may be a little tight. There we go, slid right on, look at there. All right, we're lined up. This brake line is going to go over here. We'll do that last, okay? All right, now, like I said, it's almost free floating. This is the only place that caliper is attached, right here. And what I should have done first, which means I get to take that back off. You got these little rubber grommets. And what I found, the easiest way to do it, I stick it through there and I put up my needle nose. So let me grab those. And I'm just going to pull it through. I want the metal part right here to seat right there, okay? All those were missing. Come on. There you go, right there, okay? Now these bolts that are going to go through the caliper just slide in there. The threaded part right here is what actually screws into the caliper. Is that right? Yeah, caliper. And it's just kind of free floating there. It's kind of weird, but both sides were missing these rubber grommets, number one. And then I'll show you what else was going on both sides. There we go. And I do test these just to make sure there's no obstruction, and that goes in fine, okay? Well, say it goes in fine. All right, now the pins. So here's what the bolt should look like, right? Okay. Here's on both sides. Here's what the bottom one looked like. It broke off right. That pin was gone. Don't even know where it is. So either somebody did that. It's been a long time since that broke off. Anyway, now let's put this caliper back on here. There we go. There's the top. Come on, I don't want to force it. There we go. Should slide right on, and it does. All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put these in here, and they're going to screw into this, and it's just going to be a guide pin. It's just going to slide back and forth on that rubber sleeve. Now, a couple more ingenious things here. On the back side of this is where this goes. This is a spring system, okay? The big bolt will go through here. That's your slide. And then these little bolts will go in the bottom piece here, okay? And it's connecting to the actual mount. So you've got this floating on the pin, and then you've got this bolted to it, so you're kind of connected here, springing, giving you some pullback and some stability. All right, so let's see. Oh, all of these on every side, these tabs were broke off, every one of them, obviously from just years of wear and tear. Everything came with the kit. Then there's one more piece to go on each side. The bolt is right here. I'm going to have to get sized up here, but right here. This is going to bolt on right here. and create tension down on this. You have one here and one here. Okay, so it's not rocket science. So all I'm really going to do is I'm going to put the bolts in the back along with these adapters, and I'm going to put the springs on here and here that hold the brake shoe down, and I will connect the, let me get you in here to see this. Once again, not rocket science once you figure it out. I just never dealt with one of these, and this was not in the 68 shop manual. The setup was not. So here's your, I've cleaned this up. We'll connect that. Once we've connected that, that gives me, you know the deal, it gives me the ability to do this so I can get the stiff line on. Then we'll come in and bolt them right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and then I'm going to bring you in to take a look at it. There you have it, folks. Here's these pins on the front I was talking about. They were pain in the posterior. Anyway, you can see I was kind of free floating there on these pins. These are the hold downs for the inner brake pad, and then these are some compression springs here in the back. But anyway, basically works. I want to show you the back here. I don't know if I can get a good shot here, but I want you to see these right here, and there's one up here. Hopefully you can see that. Those bolt in two places between the bracket, so it's bolted to the actual caliper, and then it's bolted to the bracket. That's creating a connection with kind of a spring on it. So that's what that does. I'd never even seen those before, let alone dealt with them. So fairly easy once you get it figured out. Don't be scared of it. All right, we're gonna move on to the master cylinder. So let me get you set up in here. We'll do that. Once I get the master cylinder changed, we'll put wheels back on and then get the back up in the air and pull everything at the same time. All right, folks, let's get this master cylinder done. We can wrap up this night. I have sprayed all these connectors with a PB blaster a couple times over the past couple weeks. Every time I'm under here and think about it, I do it. But can't emphasize the importance of heating these up. It will make your life much easier. So that's exactly what we're going to get in here around all this gas, and we're going to heat these up. I don't get stupid. I just heat them up. Get that one. And let's, oh, there went my flame. Let's get this one here. I like to get the metal line. Get that flame boiling up over it. It is humid today, folks. Sweating like a hog. Went out and did some chores. It's about, I don't know, it's about 8:45 at night. All right, let's give it a whirl. Now, fitting wrench. I believe I tugged on this one before and it's already loose, so, but let's just make sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I want to work it back and forth. Oh, it's twisting the line. That ain't good. That ain't good. Let's try this big one. All I want to do is, yeah, that brake line's not too big. Let's see if this one's going to do anything for us. This is a 5/8. Let's see. Yep, this way. It's doggone moving the line too, so. That one's doing okay. Let's go ahead and get that one. I think it's coming around. You know what I may do is I might be twisting it inside too. Let me put some more PB Blaster on that. Now it's kind of seep it down in there. this one too. Okay. We'll just kind of work it back and forth. I'm probably just buggering it up, something fierce. Well, I don't see the line turning on this one. Actually, I'm going the wrong way, so that would help. Come on now. It's a little rough, but it doesn't look to be turning the line on that one. Of course, there's fluid in here. It's probably going to just drain all over the floor. Live action, folks. This is the kind of stuff you got to do. Yeah, this one's loose. Let that top one soak a little more. Yeah, I think that's good. I can get a regular 5/8 wrench on there. Probably make life a little easier. This one's about there. Yeah, we're about there on this one. Oh, there she went. We'll clean that up a little bit, but yeah, that one's good. Okay, now let's get back on this other one. Let me grab a paper towel here. Well, this is exciting, folks, but this is how you make your brakes work. Your master cylinder has to work. All right, let's give this another whirl. Back and forth, back and forth. I can't tell. I think, yes, it's turning. Just back and forth. Boy, that's an ugly brake line. Back and forth. Nope, I'm twisting the line off. Well, guess we'll be fixing replacing that brake line, which isn't too bad. Oh, it may be coming now, but I think it done. Yes. Oh no, it just broke. It just broke. Okay. It just broke. So we're running well. Actually, the brake lines on the front went well. The brake lines on the back went well, but as you can see, that one didn't go very well. Torqued it right off. So we're gonna work on some, and we got parts. We got the brake line stuff. That's not a problem. It's gonna take more time. I need to check to see if this got fluid in it. It has some, I know. All right, now let's bust this loose. Let's bust this loose. Let's bust this. Holy cannoli. Let me try to get another angle here. All right, here we go. Let's bust my arm on this hinge. There we go. Woo, that's nasty. So this pretty much indicates the master cylinder. I know all you can see is my head, guys, but let me get this one off real quick. Pretty much indicates that the master cylinder is very old and hasn't been off. It's just nasty. All right, there's one bolt. Let's get this other one popped off. Wow. And there she blows. I have to clean up the threads and the bolts. Don't scratch the paint. All right, here's the second one. All right, this thing should just slide right off. Should just slide right off. There we go. There she blows. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I need to clean in there. Can y'all see that okay? Nasty. All right, let me set that on the floor here for now. Let's reevaluate. All right, folks, we're gonna finish this master cylinder tomorrow. I was able to get, you can't see down in here, out of that, well, I've actually got a new one fitted into that right there. I had to cut that off wherever it went, right here. No, that's the other one. I don't know where it went. Right here. Had to cut that off so I can get a socket on. That thing would not come loose. So I'll make, we got plenty of brake line. We'll make that tomorrow. Right now, we're gonna fog this. We're gonna kill some bugs, kill some spiders. So you don't get to see this every day. So I'm gonna put this one in here in the console, crank and start it, close the door. I'm gonna start this one under the car, gently push it in with the broom, not flipping it over. So live action, baby. Live action. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. I can already feel those spiders dying in there, man. And this one right here. Oh, come on now. Oh, I'm breathing it. Slowly. 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 There we go. All right. We'll get back in here tomorrow and see some dead bugs. Spiders, kill them. All right, folks, we haven't seen any dead bugs, but I'll see them when I'm working under here, I'm sure. Anyway, got the back driver's side brake done. That all cleaned up nice. Just looks good. Everything fit together good. Little tricky I'd never done. This has got the parking brake on both sides, but we'll get that done. And let me show you the drum fits on here. Let me show you that real quick. All right, that drum is pretty snug on there. If I can find my doggone. There we go, right there. All right, we're gonna call that done. Let me show you what the other side looks like and what we got to work on. What I'll do on the other side, my intent, my intent is not always what gets done. I should have done it the opposite way. There ain't no room to work back here. Anyway, that's what she looks like right there. So I'm gonna get it tore down and cleaned up, and then I'll bring you guys back when we got parts here somewhere. We got wheel cylinder, we got all the springs and clips and all that kind of good stuff. We got the new brake pads. I'll pull you guys back in here and show you how simple it is, right? If I can do it, you can do it. All right, folks, I lied to you. I didn't video. This is the driver's side. We videoed that earlier. It's done. There just absolutely wasn't enough room. You can see how much room I've got when this car's in the garage. But nonetheless, it's done. Okay, everything same as the other side. I mean, it's standard, pretty standard process. Okay, I'll get the drum on that. I've got the pad spaced properly there. Now, what I do want to show you. So, what I'm going to do, I guess to wrap up this video, I've got the new brake line. This is for the rear, where you have the splits to the two axles. So this one on the driver's side, I couldn't get out. It's a little boogered up. Nope, yeah, but I think it'll be okay now that it's loosened up. I had to get it out, put some PB Blaster on it, heat it up. busted that loose, so I'll have to put this back in. This goes in here and connects to this, and then this connects up top, and that's also a screw in with a clip. And I'm gonna get in there and show you all this real quick. And you'll notice that that's got a slot on it as well. The hole that's in the bracket has to be perfect for it to go in there. That holds it in place while you tighten up the brake line. So you really don't even have to put a wrench on it. So let me show you how ugly it is under here, folks. Now, when I say ugly, it's just dirty. So y'all know we got a new fuel tank in here. That's this right here. That came with the car. You see these lines? These are air shock lines. Now, maybe not that one over there. This is all an air shock line. I'm going to figure that out and see if those air up a little bit. That would be cool. All right, so let's see if I can get you in here. So the apparatus, I know I'm sending you guys on a trip here. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so these two bolts up here is where that bracket bolts on, and then you can't see it. One brake line comes over here, and then the other brake line comes over here, and then it connects in up here. This is the main line right there. So it needs pressure washed under here. I just swallowed dirt. Excuse me. You know we got rust issues under here. You guys can see all that. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do there. But when you look at the frame, like as an example, that frame's solid. That's just surface rust. Trunk, solid. This is holding everything in. So anyway, here's what we are gonna do as soon as I can stinking get out of here. Boy, I got out of here, ow, absolutely the wrong way. I need a shot. Please subscribe. Please watch my videos. All right, so we're gonna get that hose on. Then I gotta start bleeding the system, okay? There's no light up here yet, but brand new master cylinder, bone dry. No question about that. This does have a bleeder valve up here. So being that my wife is out of town visiting her sister, who's having surgery, by the way, but everything seems to be okay right now. Surgery was today. So she's up there for a week and a half in Portland. So I got no brake pumper upper, and Gabriel's out with his girlfriend. So I'm gonna have to get my little Harbor Freight tool out here and try to use it. So, gonna get the back brake line, all that done. We're about done. We're probably 95%. We're gonna get some brake fluid in the system, try to bleed that master cylinder. Then we'll start with the right rear, the left rear, and then right front, left front. We'll get these bled. Now, until I get some decent tires on here, Shazam. So I found this set. They're not 225/70s. They are actually 205/75/15. I'm not saying I would drive these to California, but these are in pretty decent shape. They're not dry rotted. There's decent tread left on them. They'll get us around, easy driving around town in short trips, versus the dry rotted ones that are on there. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get those mounted so that we can test the brakes under load. And that's probably gonna wrap up this video. Then we've got to get under here. There's a pool of blood under there, and that's from the transmission pan leaking. I've got a new seal and a new filter. We'll do that. The rear differential seal is leaking. We'll take care of that as well. So let me get this done back here. Not going to bore you with that, and then we'll work on bleeding the system and try to get this video wrapped up. All right, folks, how's she looking? She's sagging. Looks like she got a dirty diaper, some junk in the trunk. Those back shocks back there are not air shocks. The airlines are still there, but those are gas shocks. You know what? Maybe put a set of shocks under there and lift that up like we did in the on the Chrysler. All right, so let's back her out. You can see the mess I get. Make sure these brakes work. Hopefully I killed all the spotters in here since I'm wearing shorts. All right, seems to be warmed up. I did warm it up a minute. Okay, here we go. Still need blood a little bit, but we've definitely got brakes, folks. I don't know how they lived in the 60s driving. I mean, I was a little kid, but you only got one mirror. All right. Yeah, we got brakes. We're good. They're a little soft. Need to be bled again. I need to get somebody over here to help me. I wonder, I don't know if y'all can see me, so I better get the camera on you. You know, my wife's out of town. I think, she didn't say it, but she looked at me, her eyebrow said it. You know, when I was using my ESPN, that if there's one more black mark on the driveway, whoa, I'm gonna pay for it. Well, she ain't here. So maybe it'll go away before she gets home next Friday. Let me back up a little bit. Let's see if it'll hold the front end now and turn them back tires. You know, fixing the brakes makes it burn out, right? Okay, back up a little bit. All right. Let's put it in low. Let's see what we got. Nope, still won't hold it. Yeah, she died. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it a video, folks. Still got some tuning on that carb to do. That thing's a beast, man. Brakes can't hold back to 390. Ooh, what's leaking back there? That ain't good. What's that? Can you see that under there? What is that? Sure looks like brake fluid to me. Oh, it may have just been water. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, it's leaking. It's leaking on the inside. Isn't that wonderful? Brand new wheel cylinder. Whoop, tipped you all over. Look at there. Brand new wheel cylinder leaking. Guess what I get to do, folks? Ain't doing it today, but nonetheless, we got brakes. We got a lot better brakes than what we had. So, still not need to dial them in a little more. We're getting there. So we got about, I got about $200 in these used tires and mounting, cleaned up the rims a little bit, put the spinners on. Put the spinners on. Don't have the fourth spinner, but put the spinner on the front. Hey, she's starting to come around. Boy, there's a lot of Bondo in this car. Look at this. There's Bondo all in there. I mean, I can understand doing some metal work and skimming something, but dang, man. This is nothing but Bondo back here. You couldn't get a magnet to stick on there to save your life. All right, folks. Man, I've been busy. Been traveling for work. Been traveling for mission trips. We got VBS going on this week. I am desperately trying to get some good quality videos out to you. I know it's been about 2 weeks, so I'm going to get this put out maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday. I got to get it edited and everything. We'll get it out Sunday. But man, thank y'all. Bear with me. We got a lot of things going on right now, and we're going to give this car away. I'm going to give it away. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but we made that decision. And it's going to have a new windshield because that's why I put used tires on it. With my budget, you're talking about a $400 windshield. And I think right now, gonna foam this, get this windshield out first. Foam this part, it's not too bad underneath, and treat it fiberglass where we need to. And probably skim it something, seal it up. Heck, maybe I'll use that rubber seal stuff for roofs that they do the commercials on. I don't know. I'll think of something, but it'll be black. So, hey, thank y'all for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and please be blessed. Until we see you again.